TopMedTalk.
Hi, it's Monty Mython here, Editor-in-Chief of TopMedTalk. So welcome back to the final of our holiday specials here on TopMedTalk. I'm here in London, England, bringing you this virtual Boxing Day, and we'll explain what that is all about in a moment, holiday special. So Desiree Chappell, how are you this morning, and what's a Boxing Day?
So I am situated in Louisville, Kentucky, where we don't have a Boxing Day. Maybe throwing out the boxes is what we do, as Nick alluded to on yesterday. But yeah, But Boxing Day, Nick, didn't you say last year you thought it was because everybody gets their boxes together and just throws them out?
Yeah, as a British citizen, I laboured under the impression for a while that Boxing Day was the day when you've got all your boxes, because you've opened all your presents, haven't you? So you've got to get rid of the boxes the next day.
So there's different definitions about giving alms, gifts to the poor. There's a we don't know. Last year we looked up Wikipedia where they said it's of uncertain origin, and some people call it St. Stephen's Day. But from our perspective, what we know in England, which it is not in the USA, is what we call a bank holiday, which was traditionally days when the banks were shut. But now it just means another day off work if you have such things.
Lucky you, because we're all straight back into it.
Yeah, as many of us in healthcare are anyway.
Right. True. Very true point. Yes, we are all back at it. But very, very thankful for everyone who has joined us over the last 3 days on TopMedTalk here. And on our final day, Monty, we have to round out the year.
So we're doing September, October, November, December. And it's really, again, because it's been such an unusual year, we don't have this account of going physically to different places. But what we were doing is we were going now virtually to our EBPOM USA meeting in virtual Chicago. Although I think actually Sol Aronson was chairing it from Durham in North Carolina, and Desiree, you were co-chairing it from?
I was still in Louisville. I stayed virtually at home all year.
It's a recurring theme here. And I was in actual virtual London. No, we weren't actually. We were in Melton Mowbray.
That's right.
We went to a place called Melton Mowbray, which is where our communications centre is, because we were doing the coordination of it via the platform from the UK. We wanted to be immediately on top of the servers.
I would say we need a bigger server.
We need a bigger server. Yeah. So Chicago, again, thousands of people turned up.
Yes.
The new virtual world.
Amazing. It was so great. Again, the Chicago meeting, very, very boutique. We have a lot of breakout sessions and very different than your normal meeting. And so, we still wanted to try and emulate that virtually. And I think we succeeded pretty well. So Friday and Sunday, we had breakout sessions, and it was a little crazy. We were juggling a little bit, but we had some really, really good sessions and talked about, poets, enhanced recovery. We had some great sessions with the perioperative care team. Monty, what'd you think?
Well, I got most excited, strictly speaking, wasn't really in the Chicago meeting, by the fact that when we were sitting in Melton Mowbray, myself and Mike Grocup, we managed to grab Toby Richards, who's now in Australia. We couldn't get you on the phone because it was 3 o'clock. Well, we could have done, but it was 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was.
Did that happen for Chicago? I thought that was Dingle.
No, we managed to get the recording with Toby Richards, who's the PI. We featured this last year of the PREVENT trial, preoperative anemia management. Yeah. We managed to get the largest ever prospective randomized control trial of the administration of intravenous iron to treat preoperative anemia. Yeah. The results were hot off the press. Yeah. And we managed with a drum roll to get Toby to announce them, Professor Toby Richards. So, Nick, if you could remind us of the results, that would be great.
Let's have a listen.
We saw absolutely no difference whatsoever between the groups in the intention to treat analysis. Those people who received intravenous iron, there were 69 transfusions compared to those people who received placebo, and that was 67. There was no difference in any of the predefined subgroups, and that was hemoglobin less than 10, elderly defined as age over 75, and ferritin less than 100. Also, the per protocol analysis made no material difference to the results whatsoever.
So that was a bit of a surprise, particularly as we were featuring within the main Chicago meeting, which is why we thought we had to get it recorded. A whole session on anemia management. The reason you think it was in Dingle is because by the time we got to Dingle, we had a chance to put the panel together.
Yeah.
With some of our wonderful panelists to interrogate Andy Klein, who's the other co-PI on the PREVENT trial. So more of that to come into next year.
Yeah. And that was an exciting story that you can listen to on TopMedTalk, because we first interviewed Toby in Prato in 2019, saw Andy in January at the Association of Anesthetists, and then, we're wrapping things up. And that panel was saucy. Definitely listen to that.
Absolutely. And do listen to the whole sequence, because there's some twists in the tale. If you've taken away the fact that intravenous iron treatment preoperatively for anemia is not beneficial, that may or may not be true, please listen to the whole story, which is very, very interesting. So
back to Chicago, Monty. So we did Chicago. We did it a little bit different. One thing that I'm really proud of, I guess proud's a good way to say it, is that for the meeting, we really we've seen on social media a lot about the MANL, Monty,
which is all-male panel. So
that's right.
Old, white, grey-haired men. It's probably an old pink grey-haired man. Of which
I was going to let you say it.
all they're sitting in a row, ideally wearing neckties and Italian suits, giving strong opinions about things, and that's being called out as wrong from votes from so many reasons, from the point of view of diversity from so many different angles. But if we start with gender diversity, I think hopefully there are things to be proud of for EBPOM this year and TopMedTalk. I think we've been doing quite well for a few years, but.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that that's something that you guys have strived for in EBPOM for a while, and in all of our most recent meetings. But we had some great discussions. One of our WAMLs, I don't know if that's what we call it, our panel full of women. You actually chaired, Monty, but they were talking about brain health, cognitive function, delirium. And I'd love to listen to a little bit of the banter between Angela Bader and Gina Blitz and Sarah. It was really, really good. Nick, can you tee that up for us?
Let's have a listen.
Well, I'd love to give to the students a lecture on these topics, shared decision-making, geriatrics. And they said, no, because we have limited time for these lectures and that's not on the boards. So, I think that's the heart of the problem is we don't, even if we acknowledge it, it is not being recognized as important. I don't know, Jenna.
Gina?
I couldn't agree more. So I think that when we think back to the value-based care model that we're talking about and how this all feels like, and we understand this is the right thing to do, sometimes the greatest barrier to actually doing it is our discomfort with how to initiate that conversation with the patient, with their family, with our surgical colleagues, et cetera. And so something that I've been focused on in the most recent past, and I'd love to share a little about. So in my pre-op clinic, I have both an intern on the rotation as well as an anesthesiology resident. And so one of the things that we're working on is actually saying, hey, for every patient that comes in that's 65 and older, we are going to pause and we are going to have a goals of care conversation.
And we had, just play a very short clip, we had another live concert from Jeremy Sassoon. So thanks, Jem, for that.
Yes. All right. So moving on, Monty, we very, very quickly had to get into the mood and mode of Dingle, which I have to tell you was, though we could still have the Dingle meeting, it was a little depressing because I think at one point during the summer, we thought we actually might get to go.
Well, I think everyone was talking very seriously. It was a long conversation about if and when we should cancel Chicago, and I think we pulled that at the right time and pulled it early. Yeah. But we did kind of really hope that that at least some of us would make it to Dingle in Ireland, remote part of the west coast of Ireland. Ireland, I think, has done a fantastic job with its lockdown and its control of COVID. Not maybe the very best in the world, but I think they've done a better job in very many ways than we have in the United Kingdom. I'm being biased there again about it. But we did manage to pull together our first EBPOM Ireland meeting in a virtual dingle, including some of the fun elements with regards to the Irish dancing and some of the social interactions. But
so good. The entertainment was fabulous. So Monty, lots of wonderful lectures, but it was the first year for the first lecture in memory of Siobhan Mythen, your sister.
Why don't we let Ramani Munasinger, who has chaired the meeting on many occasions, explain about the very special lecture and introduce the plenary lecture.
This session is dedicated to Siobhan Mythen, who everybody will realise is Monty's sister, Katie's mum, Joan and Nick's daughter, and a friend to all of us. As much as the conference was founded by Monty and Mike, Siobhan was also a founder of the conference and was the backbone of it for all the time that I was involved, not right from the very beginning, but almost from the very beginning. She was an absolutely central element of the Centre for Anaesthesia in the Middlesex Hospital when Monty founded it. She is probably the definition of naughty in the nicest possible way. She was clever, insightful, emotionally and conventionally intelligent, and we miss her all dearly. So it's wonderful that we now have, as a tribute to Siobhan, this lecture that will be held every year in Dingle, hopefully next year really in Dingle. The Siobhan Mythen visiting lecturer. And we thought, Monty, Mike and I, this would be a good treat to her because Siobhan showed such enormous hospitality to the guests of Dingle and all the conferences that EBPOM organises, that it would be nice for us to try and continue in that tradition in her absence. So it's a great pleasure to introduce Jonathan Wilson. Jonathan is an old friend of Siobhan's and all of ours. He was a consultant anaesthetist at York Teaching Hospitals for 25 years and had escaped at the beginning of this year into retirement.
We probably need to get on. I'm not sure we're not going to be stopping them to be celebrating and enjoying the end of their holiday period. I think we all should get back to that. So lots of other exciting things to report. We had our first virtual training.
Yes.
We've had a very popular, the Preoperative Exercise Testing and Training Society have held a cardiopulmonary exercise training course for a number of years now that always sells out. Now, it's a complicated to deliver course where people are taught how to do exercise testing in the preoperative setting. And they decided to go ahead and do it virtually to about 40 people, which is how many they normally do it to, with multiple breakout rooms where two tutors were with a handful of tutees. And apparently people at the end of it said, they don't want to carry on like that forever, but it was a better teaching experience.
Oh, wow.
So again, lots of strong messaging there about what we can do, what we've called virtually. But to be honest, we've had enough of virtual.
But we have one more virtual meeting, though, Monty.
Do we?
We do, coming up in Las Vegas.
Is that really a virtual meeting? I think that's a hybrid meeting.
Okay. So we are doing a hybrid meeting. So what does that actually look like, Monty?
So from the point of view of buying a ticket, which you can do online now with a great value, it's all about the value proposition for perioperative care. We've got a fantastic faculty. Yep. It'll be very much like a show again, building the couch, not too much death by PowerPoint. We who physically will be elsewhere in the world, for example, in London and in Southampton, are going to, within what we're allowed to do, get together in a bubble, probably at work, and set aside the time to watch the meeting together and to share some food and maybe share some Diet Coke and talk about what we've been looking at, what we've been learning. So that's the start of the hybrid events. And we hope that by the time we get to the World Congress of Perioperative Care, which used to be known as the London meeting, we are going to have tens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of hybrid venues around the world. We've already got the Pokapalooza gang signed up.
Yeah.
So we've got Australia, we've got Hong Kong, we've got South Africa, we've got, we've got US, London, other parts of the UK, we've got Wales, we've got Ireland, we're working on Scotland, we've got the US, We'll get there, but we want everyone to join in the first World Congress that is a hybrid Pockapalooza.
That's right.
Let me out. Someone let me out.
grab your friend, grab your colleagues who you've already been potting with, probably. And, grab some drinks of choice and a little bit of snack. Or, one thing I'm telling my friends that I work with, turn it on at work. Watch it during lunchtime. It's going to be during a work day. It's on Thursday, January 28th. And, watch it during work, watch it on your breaks with your friends, like lots of great opportunities.
And by the time we get to the summer, people are saying, well, how's the World Congress going to work? You're going to be able to register very inexpensively for a wonderful, another EBPOM global experience. We'll send you your access code. You'll get access to the educational materials, your CME points. We'll then organize a number of different in partnership, let's call them fan zones or breakout spaces near you or where you're allowed to travel to socialize EBPOM. And some of those will be a party in the park. And some of those will be, if people get around to organizing it, in a spa hotel. Yeah. See what you can organize and see how you can enjoy great education. And we'll bring that, if not completely free, as close to free as possible to the whole world. Yeah.
So if you're interested, let us know, because we'll be putting a little packet together to help you put your own little hybrid event. If you have any ideas, we are open to that, because we want everyone to be able to join in any way that they can. So it's going to be great. Exciting stuff.
How do people get in touch with you if they're interested?
Admin at EBPOM.
Yeah. Look at the website, www.edpom.org. Look in the show notes.
We'll connect you. We will connect you up. So Monty, 2020, crazy year. But you know what? We made it.
Yeah. Lots of bits of it I really, really haven't enjoyed. Lots of sadness in the world. But like often with these things, there's a silver lining. And I think next year is going to be better, if not brilliant. Absolutely.
And we want to thank everyone who has supported TopMedTalk this year. All of our partners, Medtronic, Edwards Life Sciences, all of our sponsors, all of our friends and family, everyone who's supported all of our ventures this year. We appreciate it all. We appreciate all the wonderful shout outs on social media. And we really are looking forward to 2021 and celebrating with our family. So thanks so much for listening. Thanks for all the support. Any final words, Nikki?
Well, do you know what? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever it is, however you're celebrating it. I hope you're having a lovely time.
Yeah. And we mustn't forget, which we try and do every year, to say thank you to everyone who's been doing the work.
That's right. Frontline workers.
Those frontline workers, thank you, which is a very broad sweep. We know that, but thank you all. Yeah.
All right. Well, here is to 2020 being over with and looking forward.
Happy holidays.
TopMedTalk. Thanks for downloading TopMedTalk. Don't forget to subscribe via your podcatcher. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And also, don't forget, TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence Based Perioperative Medicine. We'd love you to find out more about that. If you check out ebpom.org, you can find low prices on some of the conferences we're organising around the world. Many of them are virtual and don't even involve you leaving your own home. Check out ebpom.org now.